Hi, CVHS class of 2021. I'm Miss Della Rosa. We're going to be presenting stuff that you should know as seniors.
Hi, I am Mrs. Atcherson.
And I'm Ms. Zuckerbrow.
All right, so let's get into it. We are going to be talking about things that you should know as a senior. So things that you will need for graduation as well as life after high school. Things will go pretty fast. And so we want to make sure that you are well prepared for some of the conversations that we're going to be having with you. This presentation, along with all of our presentations, are found on the Castro Valley High School website. You can find them under the academics and academic counseling. We will post it on the senior class page. As you can see here, we have a list of counselors. Your counselor may have changed as we did shift a little bit this year, but we do have all of our contact information there, and which is also posted on the Castro Valley High School website.
As a reminder, all students need a total of 230 credits in order to be eligible for high school graduation. All seniors should currently be enrolled in an English and government econ course. Make sure that you also are enrolled in other classes that meet your graduation needs, such as a visual performing arts, a vocational or CTE class. And there may be some other classes that are missing that you have in your schedule as well. And we also have a link to the list of graduation requirements in the event that you have forgotten what they are. Making up credits. If you are short some credits, you may have received an F in a class, or you are new to CVHS and maybe your last school did not require a certain class. There are different ways for you to make up these credits. This past summer was the last summer students or current seniors were able to make up any classes for a May graduation. However, there are other ways for you to make up missing credits. You can add it to your current schedule or retake it next semester. Some students may attend classes at the adult school. When these classes are being offered is still being determined. If you are short too many credits, you may need to transfer to Redwood High School. And there are other circumstances where students are able to make up missing classes outside of CVHS. And if this is something that you are interested in, make sure that you talk with your counselor, as these classes must be approved before you enroll. We are also going to talk to you about the many different options after high school. We have some students who will choose to go straight to a four-year college. We have others who will go to a community college and possibly transfer to a four-year after. We have a lot of different trades and vocational options in the state of California, the military, and we have students who also choose to go straight to work after high school.
So we're going to talk a little more about your college admissions requirements. So for the UC, A through G courses with a C- or better are required, and credit for spring summer 2020 does meet that requirement, but does not get calculated into the GPA. There is a minimum GPA requirement of 3.0. The SAT and ACT is optional for fall 2021. But many campuses are not using the test scores at all. The UCs also look at extracurriculars such as clubs, sports, and other activities, and they look at leadership experience. And these might be non-traditional, such as responsibilities at home, especially due to COVID-19. You'll also have to answer personal insight questions, which will give the UCs better insight into who you are as a person beyond your transcript. The application is open now for you to begin working on it, and you can submit November 1st through November 30th, but don't wait until the last minute. For the CSUs, you also need the A through G courses with C- or better to attend one of the 23 CSU campuses. You do need The credit for spring or summer does meet the C- or better requirement again, but again does not get calculated into GPA. The minimum GPA for a CSU is 2.5 for fall 2021. However, if you have a 2.0 to 2.49, your application may be evaluated for admission based upon supplemental factors. And the CSU is not using the SAT or ACT for fall 2021. The application opens October 1st, and you have until actually December 4th to submit. They extended it this year. But again, do not wait until the last minute. For private and out-of-state colleges, there are many options for students to attend school throughout California and the United States. And these include HBCUs, small liberal arts colleges, large colleges and universities, religious schools. These colleges tend to require college prep courses similar to A through G. Many schools are test optional for fall 2021. They again also look at extracurriculars and leadership experience and other circumstances. You'll write a personal statement to describe more about yourself and your background and possible supplemental questions for some schools. Many of these schools also want letters of recommendation from teachers or counselors. All of this is to give them a better context of who you are. Early action and early decision deadlines are November 1st through December 1st, and regular deadlines typically are December through March, and some schools have rolling admissions, so they'll continue admitting students beyond that date.
All right, as we're looking at our different options, we also want to consider the community college option. We have a lot of different community colleges in our area, particularly Chabot and Las Positas colleges. We do have that application, or they do have that application currently starting to open on October 1st, so really soon. The early decision process for the community college allows you to get your classes that you want to sign up for those earlier than if you signed up later. For Chabot and Las Positas, they do have multiple measures in place so that you are properly placed into the right English and math class. So they do look at your transcript and help you choose the right class to start off in. They don't want you to sign up for a class that might be too difficult. And so they want to place you based on what you've taken throughout high school. Now, other community colleges, their applications may not open until the spring. They really vary, but they also use that transcript for the English and math placement. Now, we always want to talk about how we're going to pay for college, so financial aid. The financial aid application comes in two different forms. Now, the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid, and the DREAM Act application. Those applications open October 1st, and we use the 2019 tax return information for those applications. The Cal Grant is supplemental to the state of California. The GPA for the Cal Grants is automatically submitted by Castro Valley High School. So there's no extra paperwork that you have to sign or anything you have to turn in. We submit that for all students. And as long as you're doing everything by March 2nd, which is that deadline, you are eligible for a lot of the different grants. Obviously, it is dependent on income and that eligibility. In order to check your web grants or to see if you've qualified for a Calc grant, you can use that My Grant Info website right there, which will allow you to check to see if you're eligible for a Cal grant and also to accept that Cal grant. Scholarships are another way to pay for college, and Mrs. Zuckerbrow has done a really great job of listing out a lot of the different scholarships that come into Castro Valley. Some of them are local and only for Castro Valley students. And you are welcome to use other online resources like Greenlight, CapEx, Zinch, Niche, Raise Me, all kinds of different ones. The main thing that we caution students is if you have to pay for it. So if you ever think that something doesn't look legit, run it by your counselor, run it by Ms. Zuckerbrow. We will look it over and tell you if it's something that we would encourage you to apply. But really, scholarships are free money. So we want you guys to get out there and apply, make yourself available, and treat it as if you're applying for a job because they're trying to give you that money. Other ways to pay for some of the things. So applying for colleges can be really expensive, so that we do have fee waivers available for students that are eligible. We have them for the ACT, SAT, and for college applications. Some of the colleges, like the UCs and the CSUs, have built-in um, fee waivers. They're built into their applications. So definitely talk with your counselor if you think that you should have qualified, or if you did or did not, but many of them are already built into the system.
All right, so there are a few upcoming events for our seniors for the month of September and October. So the first meeting is our senior one-on-ones, which is when students meet with their teachers individually. Some of you may have already started to receive your invites, which is wonderful. Just make sure that you click yes so that it is on your calendar and you are aware of when you're to meet with your counselor. When in this meeting, this is where we are going to discuss your graduation status and your post-high school plans. This is also a really great time for you to ask specific questions about possibly different colleges, application process, all of the above. So make sure that you write down any questions you may have for your counselors, so that you don't forget during your meeting. So the meetings are about 10 minutes, and you may have to wait for a little while, but please make sure that you are on time for these meetings, because again, we are meeting with every single student. And so we want to make sure that every student is given their proper time. We also have a few other upcoming events. So on October 8th, we have the senior college night. This is where we will have different colleges come to talk to students about their college, their admission process, possibly their financial aid process. We also have the Cash for College night, which is when students can get individual help with filling out the FAFSA and or DREAM Act. This is actually a really, really good event to come to. It's on November 5th. We also have continued drop-in college application help that will start in October and run through December. Times are to be determined. And as Ms. De La Rosa Martin mentioned earlier, Ms. Zuckerbrow in the College and Career Center has a lot of information for you guys, and she is holding workshops every week. So just make sure that you check on her calendar to see when these options are happening. She's also running different Trojan Time meetings.
So there's a lot of resources available to you. You do not have to go through this alone. All of the counselors and teachers and administrators are here to help you. You can also talk to your parents, family, friends. So stop by the College and Career Center. There are virtual drop-in hours, currently 2 to 3 p.m., 4 days a week, but subject to change, so check the calendar. You can also check ARIES to check your graduation status and make sure you're meeting all your graduation requirements. The Castro Valley High School Counseling website has this presentation and a lot more resources. The College and Career Center website has upcoming events, announcements, college information, SAT, ACT information, and more. And you can also follow the College and Career Center on Instagram at CV College Career to stay up to date on all the resources and dates that are out there and what's coming up. So there's a lot of help. You just need to use the resources that are available to you. So we thank you for watching the senior presentation, and be sure to check out the website for resources and prepare your questions for your counselor senior one-on-one.
All right, thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.